For this next video, we're going to talk about graphing a sequence. And you can graph a sequence by letting the horizontal axes, if you remember, is your x-axis, represent the position numbers. So this is going to be considered your domain, which we all know is our x. And your vertical axis, obviously that's your y axis, is your range. You know that to be your y. Okay, so let's look at example 3 together. In this example, we want to graph the sequence 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. So to be able to do this, we're going to set this up in this very similar chart than we did in example 2. So n, obviously we know n represents our term value, and a sub n represents our sequence numbers that we have. Okay, so my first term is 3. My second term is 5. My third term is 7. My fourth term is 9. My fifth term is 11. And my sixth term is 13. So because they're asking us to graph, they're not asking us to come up with a rule to represent this sequence, but they're just asking us to graph these points. So we're going to take this first value here, this ordered pair, so to speak. Obviously my n represents my input, which is similar to what x is. My output is also similar to what my y is. So I'm going to plot this as an ordered pair just like 1, 3, right? Just like your ordered pairs x, y. So let me scale my graph over here. So I'm going to call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on my x. Going up, I'm going to call this 1, 2, this is 3. We'll call 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So 1, 3 is on my graph, so if I go 1 to 3, I've got a point there. My next order pair is 2, 5. So if I go to 2 on my x, up to 5, I've got a point there. 3, 7 is my next point when I graph it. 3, 7. 4, 9 is my next one. 4, 9. 5, 11 is my next one. 5, 11. And 6, 13 is my last one. 6, 13 is right there. If you notice my graph, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots, because I have 6 values here. 6 dots, and I'm not going to connect them with a line because the in-between values are not part of my sequence, right? I don't have a 1.5, I don't have a 3.5, I don't have a 4, 5, or I'm sorry, 8, 10, 12. I don't have any of those other values. So because it's a sequence and just those terms are part of my graph, I'm not going to connect them with a line. So they're going to stay as a linear, with your linear dots. And if you notice, if you did connect it with a line, it would be a linear equation, right? You have a y-intercept. If you connect this down, you would have a slope, all of that good stuff. But we're not getting into that. The graph is simply just your points that you're given in your sequence on your coordinate plane. So why don't you take a moment now and work on Now You Try number 5. Now You Try number 5. We'll come back in the next video to talk about series and finding sum of series. But right now you guys can take a couple minutes, work on the Now You Tries number 5, and we'll check that together in class the next time that we meet.